Hello, if you've been following me for a while, you will know that I like to use pallets for a lot of things around my homestead. And today I want to show you 6 different ways that I use or have used pallets with my goats over the years. The first one is this barn. Barns are one of my very favorite pallet projects for my goat yard because when we first moved to this current homestead, we didn't have any barns or shelters, and we had to make them, and we had to make them quickly. And pallets make great walls for barns. We have 2 types of shelters made from pallets in our goat yard. This is a permanent full 10 by 10 barn that is 2 pallets high. It has siding on the outside and a good roof. This is our main barn, especially for winter. We also have a couple quick and inexpensive shelters made from pallets and cattle panels and tarps. These do not hold up as well for areas with a lot of snow because they will collapse in the center if you don't support it somehow. The next thing I use pallets for with our goats is a hay feeder. Hay feeders are expensive, more expensive than I think they ought to be. And you know, they don't often work as well as they should, or fit as much hay as I think they should. Luckily, pallets are just perfect for building hay feeders. So this is the hay feeder that I made using 2 pallets as the legs and a recycled plastic barrel to hold the hay. We also have a second one in a different yard that uses just a half a barrel but still uses pallets as the legs. They aren't much to look at, but the only cost involved was the screws. And they hold a lot more hay than our store-bought one. And there's less waste and less risk of your goats getting caught in the bars of the hay feeder. Up next is corrals. Corrals aren't always a necessary addition to your goat yard, but they can be helpful. We used ours more when we had alpacas who did not willingly come to meet us when we needed to work on them. Our pallet corral currently is mostly used at feeding time in the summers. We can easily hook their buckets onto the slats of the pallets and attach their leashes as well. To make a corral, all you need is pallets and screws and a few T-posts. They are super quick and easy to put together. Next is stalls, and if you plan on breeding goats, you will definitely either need a lot of barns, or you will need to divide your barns into a few stalls. Stalls are also great for separating sick or new goats. Pallets are a great way to make stalls in your goat barn. For kidding, we usually make small stalls about 1 standard pallet wide and 2 pallets long, and we use a pallet at the front as a gate. And this is a nice, small, safe space for new moms and their babies to stay close and warm together. Pallets are easy to extend and move and take down, so you can move things however you need to in your barn. And pallets can also be used for fences. You would have to have a lot of pallets to fence an entire goat yard with them, but they make a very sturdy, tall, and nice looking fence. And they're a good way to separate pastures, or if you're up to it, fence an entire area. You can use wooden posts every few pallets and secure them into the ground. Or you can do what I do and just use T-posts stuck in through the pallets every 2 to 3 pallets, and then just screw the pallets together securely. These fences are easy to dismantle and extend if you need to expand your fenced yard at a later date. And finally, a gate. This is a really simple one, and we don't currently have a pallet gate, but when we first brought our goats home, we used a pallet as a gate for years. And we used one for our temporary yard, and whenever we get pigs, we use a pallet for their gate as well. And it is seriously the simplest gate you will ever have. This gate is simply a pallet placed over a T-post at the corner, which is then wired to a T-post just outside the pallet. And that creates sort of a hinge. And that's it. 2 pallets, 1 pallet, 2 T-posts. That's it. So those are my 6 pallet projects for goats. And you don't even have to take the pallets apart. Just grab your drill and your screws and get making.